Good morning, it is Jane with Scraptasticyarns, and I found 2 more WIPS. I'm telling you, they just keep cropping up left and right. But, you know, I'm not monogamous, so we'll get on to it in a minute. But I thought I would show you what I've been doing. I have not worked on the leaves in a while, simply because everything I'm doing. But the other thing is at the prayer shawl ministry, the pastor determined that she wanted to do some squares, 6-inch squares, during the meeting so that we could put them together. And some of the ladies made 6-inch squares beforehand, and also as well as making them during the meeting. And so I have a nice big bag of squares, and I thought I would show you what I did with them, because there's knitted squares, there's crocheted squares, there's granny squares, there's some just plain blocks. What I've done is just put a base color around because I'm going to join it with a slip stitch in the back 2 loops, you know, the back loop of each with the right sides together, and put that afghan together. And here is the beginning of that. You know, where you just join them, then you add more to each side and keep going, you know, all that fun stuff. So that is what I'm doing with this currently, working on it. Now, shall we look at the WIPS I've got? In my nice little rose and skull bag, I have a knitted piece, apparently, and that is the very beginning of it. Right sides. Very nice pattern. Do I know what the pattern is? Of course not. I don't remember what it is. So let's look and see. Oh, it was one of the knit crate patterns. Okay. So yeah, it was a knit crate pattern. Pull that out. And it was their Rose of Lavender shawl is what I am working on. So, you know, I only have 3 knit projects that are waiting to be something done with them, which that shall be interesting to get that done, see where that lands. But then I found this one, and I don't remember if this is knit or crochet. I believe it is crochet, and I'm pretty sure that this is this is a shawl, and if I remember correctly, and I think I am, this shawl is a what's the name of this one? This shawl is by Expression Fiber Arts. And I was mixing that grayish off one. And this one is called, where are the names? I don't see the name. Adalia. And this is one where I was using that nice little sparkle yarn along with this one from Knit Crate. I believe these were some Euro yarns that are like sport weight, maybe DK weight. So that is what I have right now that is going on. The house is getting close to being finished. They're putting the flooring in, and that's looking good. They're starting the patio this week because the weather has been really nice, so they want to get that part done. And then we're just waiting on cabinets. Only bad thing with cabinets are the hardware for the handles, those kind of things, are back ordered until July. So I have to make a decision. Do I just want to run to Lowe's and buy a bunch of handles, or do I want to go with the one that I would have preferred? But, you know, building a house is never easy, that's for sure. What can I say? Little things happen left and right. Just make you a little crazy. And that is basically it for now. Like I said, I've been going through this house, doing a lot of things, cleaning a lot of things that needed to be cleaned that I couldn't get to because I'm short. And so I'm having to use some step ladder, those kind of things. And I'm really leery of that. Plus, you know, going through just so much stuff. We had 20 years of stuff in this apartment. So it's maddening sometimes getting through all of it. Weather is nice, very spring-like. You know, the only problem is it's like 30 degrees in the morning. By the afternoon, it's up to 60, close to 70. And then at night in the bedroom, it's hot. So now I've got to put the air conditioner in this evening. So that should be interesting. Although I know I am capable, I've done it before, so we'll do it again so that, you know, it's not too warm in the apartment. And that is it for this portion of it. Not a whole lot going on other than just working on things a little bit here and there and trying to get these things done. I wanted to get this Afghan done so that I can get it ready so that when I go for next month's meeting, I'll have it already just ready to go. All right, now we have a little what in Tarnation. Let me get those. Because yes, I had a few other things that I was doing. Okay. Florida dog named world's shortest at the height of 3.59 inches. Unfortunately, there is no link to this, but the dog is a Chihuahua, and you know Chihuahuas, they look cute. Florida woman's pet Chihuahua was officially named the world's shortest dog living by the Guinness World Records at a height of 3 inches and 3.59 inches. Pearl, a dog belonging to Orlando resident Vanessa Semler, was officially measured by veterinarian Giovanni Virgil and confirmed to be the shortest dog living. Pearl's mother's sister, Miracle Millie, previously held the same record at a height of 3.8 inches. Millie died in 2020 before Pearl was born. We're blessed to have her, Semler told Guinness World Records, and have this unique opportunity to break our own record and share with the world this amazing news. The shortest dog ever was a dwarf Yorkshire Terrier owned by British man Arthur Maples, who was measured at 2.8 inches tall before his death in 1945. That is one short dog. That's all I can say. And Alaska, what would we be without moose on the loose? Moose on the loose after Alaska River rescue. Alaska state troopers, wildlife officials, and members of the public came together to rescue a moose that fell through the ice covering the Chena River. Gary Neese spotted the moose struggling in the river in the Fairbanks area on Sunday. Looked out the window here, and right over there you can see this moose fighting for his life, he told KTUU-TV. He was clearly unable to get out of the hold and was fighting with all his effort. A team of Alaska State Troopers, wildlife officials, and other local responders responded to the scene. The rescuers tied ropes to the moose and were able to pull it out onto the ice. Although tired and cold, the moose was able to stand on its own and thankful for the assistance. Alaska State Troopers said in a Facebook post. Troopers wished the moose a happy Easter and warned her of the dangers of thawing river ice. Aren't you glad we don't have to deal with that? Well, most of us. Some of you do, like Laura, you know, Laura and Jan. A couple of you that live in Alaska. Now, every once in a while you come across an interesting character in the wild and you're not real sure what it is. You remember the other week we had the tree frog where they saw the hand, and a couple weeks later discovered that it was actually a tree frog, and that was the hands of the tree frog that they were seeing on their ring video. Texas wildlife officials trying to identify mystery animal caught on camera. Texas Parks and Wildlife officials are investigating a mystery after a wildlife camera in the Rio Grande Valley captured an image of an unknown mystery animal. Officials wrote in a post on the Benson Rio Grande Valley State Park Facebook page that a game camera there captured a nighttime image of an animal officials have yet not been able to identify. Is it a new species, an escapee from a nearby zoo, or just a park ranger in disguise, the post said. Regardless, it's thrilling to see such an incredible animal in its natural habitat. Officials wrote that they would keep the public updated on the progress of the investigation. Commenters on the post suggested the animal could be a badger, a wolverine, a bush dog, or potentially an optical illusion caused by two wild hogs passing one another in opposite directions. Not sure how that would work. There is a link so you can go see the picture. I looked at it several times and I don't see where it could be two wild hogs passing each other. But what do I know about game cameras, right? All right, man plants tree in a deep pothole to spur action from Virginia City. I love this story because some potholes get way too big and are completely dangerous, not only to your vehicle, because it can totally destroy your vehicle, but also because you can get an injury when you're going through that. So, a Virginia man successfully pressured local officials to fill a large pothole after more than a year by planting a tree in the hole, not once, but twice. Josh Anderson of Hopewell said he and his neighbors were becoming increasingly frustrated with the city's failure to address a gaping pothole at the intersection of South 19th Avenue and Richmond Street. It was about a foot deep, and it was maybe about that deep as well, foot wide, and that deep. If you hit it at a good speed, it would mess your car up, which is true, and or injure your body. Anderson told WTVR-TV. Anderson decided to draw the city's attention to the hole by planting a small tree in the pothole. Video of the spectacle quickly went viral on TikTok. The tree was swiftly removed by city workers, but the hole remained. I came back home from work and the tree was gone. So I pulled up another tree and I planted it. Put some lights on it, Anderson said. Anderson said a crew came to the intersection the next day to fill the pothole in properly. As many times as I went to ask to get it done and nothing's been done about it, as soon as I made a TikTok and put it up on their webpage with the tree in it, within 24 hours, they had a crew out there fixing it. There is video. The neighbors' comments make the whole video. They just do. Now, I keep telling you about an injury that you can get through that. I had a friend whose family members lived in Santa Fe, and they had the same issue right around the prison there. When you're passing by a big, gaping pothole, you couldn't avoid it. And going through it one time, he actually injured his back severely. So yes, you can injure yourself by going through those kind of potholes. All right, First Contact Day celebrates the future history of Star Trek. First Contact Day is celebrated annually on April the 5th commemorates the date humanity met its first extraterrestrial species in the Star Trek franchise. The holiday originated with the 1996 film Star Trek First Contact, in which warp drive inventor Zefram Cochrane greets the crew of the Vulcan ship T. Plana Hoth in Bozeman, Montana on April 5, 2063. Richard D. Moore, the film's writer, was the one who chose April 5th for that fateful meeting. Short answer on First Contact Day is that it's my oldest son's, Jonathan's, birthday, Moore told StarTrek.com. And that's the only reason the date was chosen. Well, happy birthday, Jonathan. First Contact Day then became a holiday both inside and outside the world of the franchise. The day is considered in the real world to be a celebration of all things Star Trek. Other holidays and observations for April the 5th include Bell Bottoms Day, Holy Wednesday, National Caramel Day, or Caramel, whichever, National Deep Dish Pizza Day, National Dandelion Day, and National Flash Drive Day. Who knew that you would have a National Flash Drive Day? That's rather interesting. All right, guys, that is it for today's podcast. Short and sweet. Eventually, hope to get them back to a little bit longer. But, what can I say? That's the way it goes. So let's get into our devotional. And this comes from Amazing Grace. Peace seeds. The seed whose fruit is righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. James 3:18. And this comes from the North American Standard Bible. Peaceful ways give birth to righteousness. There are times when conflict cannot be avoided, but assuming the role of the peacemaker is often far better than getting your own way. To be a peacemaker requires humility and the desire for the greater good. One of the many names of Jesus is the Prince of Peace. He is our best example of what it means to sow peace and to make peace. He lives in you, and by drawing on him, you will experience peace in times of trouble and conflict. How can you become a peacemaker so the fruit you bear in your life will be that of righteousness? All right, that is it for today's podcast, and I will see you again soon. Be kind to one another, love one another, and as always, get out there and see this big, beautiful world that God has created for us. See you again soon. Bye.